All right, morning, everyone. Hope you're having a really great start to your day and a great end to your week. And sometimes by the end of the week, it's hard to get our motivation going and to actually push ourselves into the things that we want to do in our life. And we don't want to get into that rut too often. Sometimes it's nice to coast a little bit. But today, the practice is all about pushing yourself a little bit out of those comfort zones. So when you're ready, we'll go ahead and we'll start on the mat in a child's pose. You can have the big toes together and the knees together if the back feels good. But if the low back is talking to you this morning, then have the big toes touching and the knees wide. And then you'll bring your forehead down to the floor. You'll bring your forehead down to the floor. And if the arms don't feel good out in front of you, then feel free to make a pillow for your forehead to rest on. And then just take a few moments to arrive in this space, in this time, letting go of your morning, letting go of any situations or plans that are coming up. And try to truly start to bring yourself into this space and time on your mat, time that you have dedicated and carved out for yourself. And then when you're ready, we'll begin practice all together, taking 3 inhales in through the nose and out of the mouth. So when you're ready, all together, let's inhale deeply through the nose, nice and slow. And then open the mouth and slowly sigh everything out, nice and slow. Again, inhale into the body. Feel the sides of the ribs expand and the back of the body puff up. And then open the mouth, and as you sigh everything out, feel the front of the body come closer to the thighs, closer to the earth. And let's do that one last time. Inhale into the body, nice and slow. Feel all of that air circulating around all of the cells inside your body. And then exhale any old stagnant air, anything that is no longer serving you and your highest good in your body. And then we'll seal the lips. Start to tune into your conscious breath. If the hands aren't extended out to the front of the mat, then let's go ahead and bring them there. Press into the palms and feel the sit bones press back for the heels. And keep the arms nice and engaged, rotating the weight in between the pointer finger and thumb. One more full breath. And then use your inhale. We'll rise up into table pose. Wrists right underneath the shoulders and knees under the hips. And again, if the wrists are sore, you can always walk the hands out just a little bit more so there's less pressure on the wrist joints. And again, rotate the weight so it's in between that pointer finger and thumb, almost like you're trying to rotate the biceps to face one another. Slight spread in the shoulder blades, not too much like cat-cow or like cat, but you don't want to dump the heart between the shoulders either. Core is engaged. Feel the ears in line with the shoulders. So sometimes we want to look up, but if you can keep the back of the neck long, this is going to help with the spine. And then we'll start at the pelvis. As you inhale, drop the pelvis, reach the heart up, look up towards the ceiling for cow pose, opening across the chest. And then when you exhale, start with the pelvis, round the pelvis, round the back, bring the chin towards the chest for cat pose. Again, we'll inhale to lengthen, reach the heart forward, soften the shoulders down the back. And then exhale, starting with the pelvis, round the back, come into cat pose. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to lengthen the heart forward. And then exhale to round. Find your neutral spine. And then I want you to go ahead and tuck the toes under and just hover the knees an inch off the earth. You're still pressing the palms into the floor, almost like you're trying to push the booty back. Take another breath in, look down at the knees, make sure that they are just slightly lifted off the earth. One more full breath in. And then exhale to lower the knees. Flip the palms so that the fingers point towards the knees. I want you to press into the palms. Do a couple of cat-cows here. Inhale to lengthen the heart forward. And then exhale to round. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, find length. And then exhale to round. Shake out the palms, turn the fingers back to face the top of the mat. And then again, let's tuck the toes, bring the toes closer together and the knees closer together. Inhale to lift both knees off the earth to hover. Press the sit bones back. And then we're just going to keep the knees where they are. Lift the right foot off of the floor, bringing the heel towards the glute. Keep pressing into the palms. Soften the shoulders. Try not to dump the weight into the shoulders and the wrists. And keep that knee hovering. So notice how my knee started to come up a little bit higher. Take one more breath in. And then exhale to release the right foot. Lift the left heel up. Keep the knees hovering. You should start to feel some heaping built into the body. As you press the palms away into the floor, hover that knee, lift the left heel a little bit higher. Take one more full breath, maybe smile here. And then we'll release the foot down. Inhale to come up, downward facing dog. Press the heels down towards the floor. Reach the sit bones nice and high towards the ceiling. And then elongate the spine. Press the floor down and forward. Feel the heart coming a little bit closer to the front of the thighs. Take a couple breaths here. You can shake your head yes, shake your head no. One more full breath. And then we'll go ahead and look forward. Slowly begin to walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, come into a flat back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Keep the chin tucked so the back of the neck is long. Exhale to forward fold. You can have a slight bend in the knees as well. Let's do that another time. Inhale, come up halfway. Reach the heart forward. Soften the shoulders down the back. And then exhale to forward fold. Put a little bend in the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up. Feel the palms touch overhead. Exhale to bring the hands down to the heart. Close the eyes. Feel the feet hip-width distance apart. As you press the thumbs into the heart, reach the crown of the head up. Tuck the chin slightly. Take a full cycle of breath here. Take one more full breath. And then blink the eyes open if they're closed. Inhale to reach the arms out and up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale, lead with the heart. Keep the legs somewhat straight, but have a flat back as you come all the way down. Inhale with a flat back. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale to forward fold. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach the heart forward, flat back. Crown reaches forward. Roll the weight into the toes. And then as you exhale, we'll hinge forward. Bend in the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up. Palms touch overhead. Exhale to bring the hands down to the heart. Again, inhale out and up. Palms touch. Exhale, lead with the heart. Dive all the way down over the thighs. Inhale, flat back, hands to the shins. Reach the crown forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees. Plant the palms. Come into plank pose. Reach the crown of the head forward. Soften the shoulders down the back. Keep that core engaged. Keep pressing the floor away with the palms and the toes. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. Take one more breath in and then use the exhale to lift the hips. Come into downward facing dog. One more full cycle here to settle the heels towards the floor. On the next inhale, raise the right leg up. Look forward. Plant the foot between the palms. And then you're going to bring the hands to the hips and pause here. Lower this left knee so it's hovering off of the earth. You should feel a nice little stretch in the front of the left hip. Have the shoulders and the hips both pointing forward. Take a full deep breath in and then sink a little bit lower. One more breath in to lift through the heart, and then that last breath to settle. Inhale the arms out, come into cactus pose, look up, keep that left knee bent, keep pulling the shoulder blades together behind the back. And then inhale to straighten the arms and the legs, come into a high lunge. Keep that right knee bent, pull the right hip back, everything is pointing forward. Rotate the triceps towards one another so that the pinkies face one another. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, let's bring the hands down, plant the palms, find plank pose. Reach the crown forward, heels reach back, belly button to the spine. Take another breath in to grow tall, and then use the exhale to lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Press the heels towards the floor. Take a full cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Look forward, plant the foot between the palms. Bend in the knee, hands come to the hips, rise up into your lunge. Bend in the right knee, hover the right knee off of the floor, and then notice if the hips start to favor. So sometimes we might pull that left hip back just to favor the right side. So have everything pushing forward, pull that right hip back instead of the left. As you sink a little bit deeper into that right knee, reach the heart up. Now let's bring the arms up with it. Come into cactus pose. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. Lift the heart towards the chin. Take one more breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to straighten the leg and the arms at the same time. Reach the pinkies up towards one another. Rotate the triceps in. Take a full cycle of breath here. Take one more breath in to grow long. And then exhale to bring the hands down to the floor, find plank pose. So keep the hands maybe right underneath the shoulders. We're going to come into a push-up. So come into a chaturanga push-up, hug the elbows close to the body, hover the earth, inhale to press back up. Let's do that 2 more times if possible. You can always drop the knees down to the floor. But when you rock forward, lower halfway so that the elbows are in line with the shoulders, and then push back up. Let's do that 1 more time. Reach forward, hover over the earth, elbows in line with the shoulders. Inhale to press back up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big, deep breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Do that again. Big inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Reseal the lips. Keep pressing the palms into the floor. Root the heels down. Lift the sit bones higher. Take another full cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, right leg lifts. Look forward. Foot plants between the palms. Inhale to rise up. Keep the left leg strong this time. Reach the heart forward. Soften the shoulders down the back. If it helps to keep a bend in the knee, you can do so. You'll feel that more in the quad. But if you can start to straighten the hamstring, feel the hamstring press for the back of the room. And then let's open the arms up. Reach the fingertips towards the ceiling. And now open the arms out to a T and twist towards the right knee. Reach the fingertips away from one another. Soften the shoulders. Lift up through the back of the head. Notice if you want to lean forward. See if you can have everything aligned over the hips. Keep reaching the fingertips in opposite directions. Take 1 more breath in and a full breath out. Inhale to come back to center. I want you to hover the fingertips forward. So hinge at the hips to hover over that right knee. Try and keep the arms in line with the ears and reach the fingertips forward. Stay on the left toe crease, heel is lifted. 1 more full breath. Inhale to rise back up. Find your T again, twist back towards the right knee. Right hand comes down to the thigh. Lift the left palm up. Reverse your warrior. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, windmill the hands down. Step back into plank pose. Pause here. Reach the crown forward. Reach the heels back. Keep the belly button engaged. One more big breath in. And then lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Reach the heels down towards the floor. Press the palms into the floor and stretch your mat or the carpet forward. Soften the shoulders. Take a full breath. Inhale, left leg lifts this time. Look forward, plant the foot between the palms. Inhale to rise all the way up. Woo, find your lunge here. Arms are going to rotate towards one another. Soften the shoulders down the back. Try and keep that right leg firm this time. Arms come out to a T. Take a big inhale. And then when you exhale, twist towards the left knee now. Notice if you want to hinge forward, if you're hinging back too far, extend the fingertips away from one another and rotate at the navel. Make sure you're smiling. You should feel a lot of heat being built into the body. Take another full breath. And then let's inhale, come back to center. Hover the torso off of that left thigh. Reach the fingertips forward. Feel that line of energy from that right heel all the way up the right thigh through the fingertips. Take one more full breath. Inhale to rise back up, find your lunge. Open the arms back out to a T. Twist towards the left knee. Left hand comes down to the thigh. Reach the right hand up. Reverse your warrior. Gaze into the right palm. Feel space being made across the right side of the ribs. One more full breath. On your next inhale, unwind. Windmill the hands down. Step back into plank pose. Pause in plank pose here. Press the floor away. Reach the heels back. Take a big, deep breath in. And then let's lower the knees. Press back into a child's pose. We'll only be here for a few breaths, so if you want to stack the palms, you can rest the forehead. Feel the sit bones press back for the heels. Take a full cycle of breath in and a full breath out. Take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, let's rise back up. Ground the palms into the floor. Tuck the toes under. And then just lift the knees, hover the knees off the earth. Keep pressing the floor down. Reach the tailbone back. Take one more big breath in and a full breath out. Use your next inhale to straighten through the legs, lift the hips, settle into your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, right leg is going to lift. Look forward, plant the foot between the palms, stay on the back toe crease. Inhale to rise up. Sink into that front knee, soften the shoulders down the back. Rotate the pinkies towards one another. Take another full cycle here to settle. Hands are going to come behind the back. Interlace the fingers, right thumb on top. Inhale to point the knuckles for the left heel. Lift up through the heart. And then when you exhale, you're going to hinge forward, coming into a humble warrior. Look back at that back foot, or you can gaze down at the front right foot. Keep lifting the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Full cycle of breath here. Release the hands all the way down. Straighten through that front leg. Keep the left heel lifted. Reach the heart forward. And then exhale to come forward. If you need a block here, you can use a block or a prop underneath the hands. But I want you to keep the chin tucked so that the back of the neck is long. Pull the left hip back. Really press into the ball of the right foot. One more full cycle. Bend back into that right knee, plant the palms, step back into plank pose. Firm the thighs, firm the core. Big breath in, lift the hips as you exhale. Inhale, the left leg is going to lift. Look forward, plant the foot between the palms, rise all the way up, find your high lunge. Keep the right leg firm if possible. Sink down into that front knee, soften the shoulders down the back. Can you keep the arms in line with the ears? Lift through the back of the skull, and then take one more breath. Release the hands behind the back, interlace now the left thumb on top. Point the knuckles down for that right foot, open up through the chest, take an inhale. As you exhale, bring the navel to the spine, hinge forward, lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing into the ball of the right foot. Really root the ball of the left foot into the floor for balance. Feel the collarbone move away from the chin. Lift a little bit higher with the knuckles. Take one more full breath. Release the hands all the way down. Straighten through that front leg. Stay on the back toe crease. Reach the heart forward. And then notice if that left hip wants to swing out to the side, hug everything in so it helps to pull the left hip back. As you exhale, you can hinge forward, finding your pyramid pose. If you need a block or a prop underneath the hand, go ahead and grab for it. And then once you find your pose, keep pressing the ball of the left foot into the floor. Tuck the chin and think about reaching the heart towards the left toes. One more full breath. And then you'll put a bend back in that knee, plant the palms, step back into plank pose, reach the heels back, crown reaches forward, shoulder blades move down towards the sit bones. Take another full cycle of breath here and a full breath out. Drop the knees just for a moment. Widen the hands wider than your mat. And then we're going to come into a couple of regular push-ups so that arms will come out wide. So step back. You can always use the knees if necessary. And just see how many you can do. I'm going to try and aim for 3 to 5. But if you get more or less than that, perfect. So as you step back, shoulders in line with the wrist. Inhale to grow tall. And then exhale to lower. Inhale to press back up. Exhale to lower. And just go ahead and do a couple on your own. Look forward instead of down so that way your head does not hang. Take one more breath here wherever you are. And then once you do that last one, come onto the knees, extend the arms out, find child's pose. Notice if the heart has sped up. Check in with your breath. And then check in with the quality of your thoughts. Are you second guessing yourself in the poses? Do you have some internal chatter that you can let go of? And then on your next inhale, let's rise back up. Press into the palms. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Hover the knees off of the floor. Press the sit bones back. Keep pressing the palms into the floor. Take a big, deep breath in. And then let's lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. As you lift the sit bones nice and high, feel like you're pressing the palms forward. And that's going to bring your heart a little bit closer to the front of the thighs. On your next inhale, raise the right leg up. We're going to bring the right knee to the right wrist, setting up for pigeon pose. So you'll want to flex the right foot. The left leg is going to be as straight as possible. And then I want you to make sure that the hips are both pointing forward. So don't sit onto that right side if you tend to favor one of the hips. Come up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, I want you to hinge over that front shin, Reach the heart forward. If that's too much for the hips this morning, you can always stay upright. And once you find that sweet spot, close your eyes and we'll take a couple of breaths. And then let's all rise up. Bend this left knee so that the ankle and the knee come in line with one another, and you'll flex both feet. And you'll come into a 90-90. So right knee is at a 90 degree, left knee is at a 90 degree. Bring the hands in front of you, kind of along the side of that front shin and foot. And then I want you just to lift up the left leg. You might hinge forward a little bit. Keep it lifted. Take another breath in. And then exhale to set it back down. Bring the hands a little bit closer to the pelvis. Press into the palms or the fingertips. Lift that left knee once again. Should be feeling it maybe in that outer left hip. Take a big breath in and then set it down. Bring the hands behind you. And if you can come onto the forearms. You can start to widen the arms. If you have that flexibility to come down, then that's great. You should feel it in the front of this left hip, maybe the inner thighs. Don't let the head hang. Try and keep the spine in alignment, but press into the elbows or the palms wherever you are to lift the chest. Take a big, deep breath in and a full breath out. One more breath. And then let's come on to the other side. Come onto the knees. Press the palms into the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise the opposite leg. Left leg is going to lift. Bring the left knee towards the left wrist. Keep the left foot flexed. Right leg is going to be as straight as possible. Both the hips and the shoulders point forward. Inhale to grow some length through the spine. And then when you exhale, you can hinge forward over that front shin. Soften the shoulders down the back. And don't let the head hang here. Keep reaching the heart forward. Take another full breath. And then let's rise up. Find that 90-90. So bring the left knee in line with the right knee in line with the right ankle along the right side of the mat. And then that left knee and ankle, find that 90 degree. And you can start with the hands on the outer side of that front shin. And I want you just to lift the right ankle up off the earth, right leg off the earth. Notice the difference in this side. Take another breath and then release. Bring the hands in line with the pelvis, kind of around the thigh. As you press into the fingertips or the palms, lift the right ankle, off the earth. Keep lifting it a little bit higher. And then exhale to release. Hands can come behind you. You can widen the hands if you want, walk them out. If it feels okay, you can come down onto the forearms. And then reach the heart up towards the ceiling. Keep the ears in line with the shoulders. And once you find that sweet spot, take a couple of breaths. When you're ready, let's rise up. Wrap that right leg in front. Find your comfortable seated position. So as you rock the sit bones from side to side, ground the booty back into the floor. Find that comfortable, easy position. You can have the legs stacked where one leg is on top of the other, whatever feels comfortable to you. And I just want you to rest the palms in your lap. For ladies, the left palm will be on top of the right. And when you close the eyes, lift up through the back of the head. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And I want you to bring all of this awareness now to the center of your chest, to your heart. So we need to make our decisions not only with our mind, but also using our heart. Sometimes we end up building an outer shell around our heart to protect us. So as you move through your day, is there a way that you can move outside of your comfort zone and get out of your rut today? Take another breath here. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. I want you to use these last couple of breaths to set your intention for the rest of your day and for your weekend. Maybe going with this idea of how can you get out of your normal routine and habits to really challenge yourself. The only way that we're going to get to know ourselves is if we come out of our comfort zones. So as you take a breath here, find your intention that works for you for the weekend. And when you're ready, we'll blink the eyes open, put a big smile on your face. Namaste. Thanks so much, you guys, for your practice. I hope that you were able to get into your practice today, move a little bit outside of your comfort zone and push yourself. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. And I hope to see you back on the mat on Monday at 9 a.m. And I hope you have a really great weekend. Thanks for your time.